Okay, I'm going to take you through the features that AudioPen Prime users have access to. A couple of obvious ones, of course. One is that you can save longer voice notes, so up to 15 minutes long, and you can save as many as you want to your library. You also have access to a pause button as a Prime user, so if you want to catch up to your train of thought mid note, you can pause and resume when you're ready. Um, Besides that, I think most of the interesting stuff lives in the settings tab. So if you go to the top right corner and click that icon there, you'll see an entire section here dedicated to Prime settings. I'll take you through these one at a time, with the most important one first, which is the writing style. So right now you can see this is blank. I can change this to tell AudioPen to write in any style that I wish. I can just type in this box, or I can click on this button and then choose from a bunch of preset styles that I've saved. I can even discover more styles in the writing style library. Or of course, I can just write styles here and save them as custom styles to my library. A few that I find quite useful. One is an email writing style that I use when I'm talking to customers or talking to people at work via email. I just speak what I want to say, and AudioPen sort of converts it into text that's email friendly, professional, and ready to share in a couple of clicks. I also use AudioPen extensively for recording book notes. So this style is one that I enjoy quite a bit. It takes my rambling thoughts about a particular chapter and summarizes them as in bullet points. I then tag them with the book name and author, and save it to my library. My favorite style, however, has to be this one, where I get AudioPen to write like me. So if I click on this, you can see this gets added in here to the current style box. And I've given AudioPen a bunch of text that I've written in the past. And what this does is it lets it replicate my writing style for all future notes. So extremely useful when you're creating content. If you're someone who's writing a blog or just writing stuff for yourself as well, you might want it to write in a style that's familiar to you, or similar to the style that you write in, and not in like the generic AI voice that some tools write in. This helps. One last thing about styles is if you've already saved a note and you see it in your library, and if you want to write it or you want to rewrite it in a different style, you can just click on this button on the top left corner and then change the style out here. You can change the length and language as well, and either overwrite it by clicking the orange button, or save a new copy and rewrite it with this button. As for the other settings, there are a few more that are useful. One is the output length that you can determine. So if you want AudioPen to write stuff that's short and crisp, you can drag this all the way here. You can also have it write stuff that's more detailed. Please note that this will not create content that's longer than the voice note that you've recorded. So this is not some sort of content creator from a prompt. It just restructures stuff that you've already said. So it's a much more organic sort of way of creating content. You can also save special words. So for instance, here you can see I've saved a few words that I use fairly commonly: my name, the product name, and a couple of other things. This helps with just telling AudioPen to get certain spellings right when it rewrites stuff for you. A few other features. One is a quick style selection and quick language selection. This was a customer request, which I thought was very, very interesting and very useful as well. What this does is it lets you select a style and language that you want AudioPen to write in immediately after you've recorded a note. So let's say you're using AudioPen for a couple of things. You're using it to save book notes. You're also using it to create content for your blog, and both those have very different writing styles. Instead of coming into settings every time, before you start recording, you can just switch on this style toggle. And every time you finish recording, it'll ask you what style you wanted to write in. So I'll just take you through a quick demo. So I've clicked on record. The moment I click on stop, you'll see that it's giving me a bunch of styles that I've saved as favorites. And if I tap any of these, it'll start writing in that style. I'm just going to cancel that for now though. Couple of other things that you might enjoy as well. One is clean transcripts. This just basically gives your transcript some light formatting, some paragraph breaks, useful if you want to capture stuff verbatim. And Zapier. Zapier is very, very useful if you want to integrate AudioPen with other tools. So for instance, I know a popular use case of this is people integrating it into their Notion database, where all of their notes from AudioPen go into Notion automatically. I personally use this for saving notes to my Airtable, So whenever a note that I tag with a journal tag is created and saved to my AudioPen library, it automatically gets pulled into a separate Airtable that I maintain, and it just lives there permanently. Other than that, in terms of if you've played around with AudioPen, you know you can create images from the text that you've of your notes, so like a text image. You can, on the Prime plan, you can sort of customize the colors and branding on that, and I'll show you an example. I created this image some time ago, so you can see the colors are different from the default colors you get, and my name's at the bottom as well. Useful if you want to share, screenshot essays and stuff on Twitter or Instagram or LinkedIn or wherever. Okay, that's enough for the stuff in the settings modal. There are a couple of other things as well that you have access to. One is you can save tags on each note, so this becomes very convenient as your database of notes grows, where you can then just tap on a tag and filter your entire database for notes that contain that tag. You also have a search box that helps you search through your notes and find them quickly. Two or three other big things, I think. One is, on the Prime plan, you have the ability to upload audio. You get up to 50 uploads per month, and each file can be up to 25 MB in size. Useful if you've saved notes on other devices, or you just have an existing bank of notes that you want to process, voice notes that you want to process. You can do that here. You can also upload chunks of text and have AudioPen rewrite it in a style that you want. Again, useful if you're in a setting where you can't really speak out loud. So say you're in an office or so, and you have a bunch of text written somewhere that you wanted to rewrite in a particular format, you can do that here. And that's almost it. I think one last thing I want to mention is a feature that I really enjoyed building. It's called the super summary feature. So if you select more than one note, like you can see here, I've selected 3 notes. You'll see this pop up here that says create a super summary. And what this does is AudioPen then takes these 3 notes, takes the transcripts, and creates a single note from them. Useful in cases where, let's say you've saved book notes over a period of time from, let's say, 3 or 4 sort of related books. You've saved them in a bullet point format. And now you want to write an essay that sort of includes all of the content from those notes, but you want to write it in a different style. You can just select these 3, say create a super summary, and then get it to write in a style that you want. Super useful, especially for content creators, and even more useful as your database of notes grows. I think that's about it. I don't think I've missed out on anything. If you're considering upgrading to Prime, you can do so without stressing about whether you won't like it, because I offer a 30-day money back guarantee with no questions asked. If you try it and you don't like it, just let me know and I'll refund you. And yeah, if you've already purchased AudioPen, thank you so much. People like you help me keep the product going, and I hope to keep updating it and improving it for the foreseeable future. Thank you guys. Cheers.